This is how it should be done.
What's up, everybody? It's Soren Baker here on Unique Access Entertainment. As always, please hit that subscribe button. As y'all know, it's right down there and it's free. That enables us to keep coming to you guys as often as possible with as many interviews as possible. So please hit that subscribe button. Subscribe, like, share our content. Tell a friend, get them to subscribe too, man. We appreciate you guys' support and getting us this far. And also, please hit us on that Cash App, Unique Access ENT. Now, today for Best Albums, we have the honor and the privilege of being joined by Mikey D, aka the real Mikey D. Thank you for coming.
Yes, sir. Salute, man. Thanks for having me again, man.
Yes. Now, Mikey D has selected Biggie's Ready to Die. This is his first album. It came out in 1994 and obviously is a phenomenal album. So, Mikey D, for you, around this time in 94, Biggie had put out, he had been on some remixes and guest appearances here and there. But going into Ready to Die, what were you thinking about who Biggie was as an artist? What were you expecting from this album?
Well, I actually met Biggie, and before meeting Biggie, we were at a seminar. There was a new music seminar, and Puffy was doing a Big Mac promo. They had picket signs out there that said Big Mac. They had boxes that looked like Whoppers, and when you open up the box, there was sesame seed buns with lettuce, but there was a tape in there. It was Biggie on one side and Craig Mack on the other. They had the Big Mac, you know what I mean? So I got one of those. My man June Balloon was with them. I think my man Mark Askew was with them. But yeah, that was that. Then I met Biggie, because I think he had a record signing or something like that. We had a spot called The Wiz in Queens, right around the corner from 1212 Studios. And Biggie, I remember he was puffing a blunt and he was sitting in a Explorer or something like that. And I was talking to him and stuff like that. And, I just felt his vibe because he was so real, man. And, you know what I mean? I can identify with him. He wasn't superstar acting. He was just so real. And I was like, yo, that's dope. So his flow from the Big Mac CD was dope. I was like, yeah, he's nice, But yeah, Biggie, yeah.
Now, the album, one of the first cuts on there is the Things Done Changed, which I was always intrigued because they sampled Dr. Dre on there, and it starts the album off in kind of this contemplative, setting the mood for the whole album. So right. we go from his birth and then tracing through hip hop's growth as well. And then
right.
we get into Things Done Changed. So how did you feel like the beginning of the album grabbed you?
I think it worked perfectly because it made you want to hear more. And like I said, that album was one of the few albums that you could listen to all the way through without skipping anything. You know what I'm saying? So the intro alone, you know how it is, the first 4 seconds of a record, you know what I mean? So the introduction of the album, it just set the tone and it made you want to hear what was coming, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Absolutely. And of course we got so many big singles, but some of the album cuts that everybody loves, like The What with Method Man.
Yeah, that was.
So what did you like about how Method Man and Big were going back and forth?
It was hip hop. It was hip hop. Me, I'm into the lyrics. I'm into the creativity. You know what I mean? And the way they bounced off of each other, it was just dope. I love Meth. Meth is nice. He's one of the most underrated rappers. Him and Busta, they underrated. You know what I mean? But Biggie, yeah, man, I don't know what to say, man. You got me stuck, man.
Okay. Well, let's. What about, since Juicy was one of the biggest songs on there, especially early, probably his first real hit. Why do you think Juicy was able to become such a big song?
That's because he made Big and Ugly beautiful to the ladies. You know what I'm saying? He made it so cool to be an ugly mother effer. he was so ugly, but nice on that microphone that he was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? He just made it cool to be who you are. The swag, it was needed for that time. You know what I'm saying? It was like the way he was flowing, you couldn't see what he looked like. You know what I mean? Not saying that he was an ugly mother effer, but he brought confidence to people that felt ugly. Like, it's all right for me to be big. It's all right for me not to be light-skinned, or, you know what I'm saying? He made it cool, you know?
So let me ask you, because I'm always curious about this, especially in New York, because I didn't grow up in New York. How was that different, in your opinion, than what Heavy D had done before?
Oh, well, Heavy D, yeah, and Prince Marky D, right?
Yeah.
Heavy D. Now, but see, Big had a different swag. See, Big, it's like he made Gangster commercial, you know what I mean? Heavy D, he was already a fly dude. He was a big fly dude, you know what I'm saying? And he was marketable. You see what I'm saying? When you first saw Biggie, but when he first came out, you wouldn't think he was a marketable person until he started spitting. Then you know what I'm saying? His swag, the way he carried himself, you know, his wit, that's what was marketable about him. He wasn't, you know, he broke the mold of you know, the looks and all of that. It's all about an image. You know, you see what I'm saying? He brought something else to the table. He made it cool to be yourself. And Heavy D did it too, but Biggie did it on a different level. It was damn. It was pimpish. It was gangsterous. It was that Brooklyn. Yo, you know, sorry, I can't even think.
Because if we look at it this way, Heavy D had Overweight Lover in the House and Biggie had One More Chance. Very different type of lyrics.
Right.
Now with One More Chance, what did you like about that record?
Everything. I love the hook. I love the singing. The bounce, you know, the production. Come on, he had Puffy with him, man. So it's like, you know what I mean? He couldn't go wrong at the time. And this is when Puff was going hard, you know, and yeah, I loved everything about that record. And it was simple. And see, Biggie take words and just make them rhyme. He take words that you wouldn't think about rhyming together and make it sound so easy. You know what I mean? It was simple. It wasn't too much to, like Nas. Nas is a difficult rapper. Like some of the stuff, you got to listen back and you got to break it down. But Biggie is right in your face and it's so simple. And, you know, the whole thing, the production, everything just fit like a glove, man. It was perfect.
Yeah. And Big Papa, of course, is another big record on there.
Love it when you call me Big Papa. It was just, that's all you was hearing, man. It was banging in the cars. It was banging in the clubs. That voice, you know, it was the total package, man. It was everything that an album needed. Great lyrics, great personality, great production. It was the perfect mixture.
Yeah. And one of my favorites on there that wasn't a single, but of course a lot of people love, is Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. DJ
Keep sweating. Huh?
With DJ Premier on the beat and then sampling R. Kelly.
Yeah.
So, you know, for a hardcore rap song to sample R. Kelly but have such lyrical genius on it, what do you remember thinking about Unbelievable when you heard
it? Brilliant, because it was brilliant, because it was hardcore, but it crossed over. But it's like he didn't have to force it. It was one of those hits that he probably didn't intend to be a hit, but it was just so catchy, like, you know what I mean? I can't explain it, man, but his whole, you know.
Right. And then with the album ends with Suicidal Thoughts. And
Yeah.
that record was intriguing to me because one, most of the album is Easy Mo B, and that was done by Lord Finesse, so it definitely sounded different. But then on top of that, it was a very dark way to end the album that was very dark also. So as a listener, when you heard him rapping about wanting to kill himself, and that's also something that really, maybe really Scarface was only the real one exploring that such a deep, great level at that point. It was really just Scarface's lane. But for you, when you heard Biggie talking about this self-doubt and this depression and wanting to kill himself, and then it sounds like he kills himself on the album, what did you think of all that?
I wanted to hear how he was gonna come back from that. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to hear the next album because I wasn't a fan of that because I believe you could speak things into existence, and I really don't glorify that type of stuff. It was a good cut for the album because that's the direction that he wanted to go in. But you know, me personally, I wouldn't have spit nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But he definitely followed it up pretty well with the next album. So
that's for sure. So now looking back, what do you think is the legacy of Ready to Die by Notorious B.I.G?
The legacy is timeless, man. That record is gonna, that album is gonna, it's gonna be here forever. As long as hip hop is alive, that Ready to Die album is gonna be right up there with the best of them. You know what I mean? That's it.
Well, there it is. Well, Mikey D, thanks for coming through the best albums, man. Appreciate it.
You got it. Salute.
Be sure to check out the History of Gangster Rap by Soren Baker. He's official.
History of Gangster Rap features exclusive interviews with Ice-T, Snoop Dogg, MC Ren, the D.O.C, and dozens of others. The History of Gangster Rap, a definitive look at how Los Angeles changed rap forever.
In Los Angeles, the streets definitely set the tone of the hip-hop music.
At 19, I got a $50,000 car.
My whole angle always was, I'll be street, but I will always tell you the horrors that go along with this life.
It would be penalties and casualties for just wearing the wrong color in somebody's neighborhood.
And once gangster rap made it from the streets to the TV, the genre exploded.
With Fab 5 on Yo MTV Raps with NWA.
Yo MTV, it just catapulted us from being local heroes to national gangbang rappers.
The History of Gangster Rap discusses it all from 1980 up till today.
It's always gonna be shit happening in the streets. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be something to talk about.
The History of Gangster Rap in stores now.